Susanna Law, and she will talk about cuddly enchant your soft objects with a mobile phone. Please, Suzanne, take the floor.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to thank you all for being here this morning. My name is Suzanne from the Graduate School of Media Design, KU University. This project is supported by my senior, Sugira, Kevin Fan, and my professor, Professor Inami. I would also like to introduce you to my friend, Puppy. Hi, everyone. Woo woo. Are you ready? You'll be presenting Puppy to enchant your soft objects on me with your mobile phone. Thank you, Puppy. So let's get started. I would like to start with a question. How many of you have like soft toys or objects which are really dearly to you? There's so many hands. Yes. But thank you for the hands up. We are all surrounded by soft objects such as our plush toys, our clothes, our pillow, mattress, and in our daily lives. These objects are very important as we tend to show our emotion through them. So we would like to propose Cuddly to help enchant your soft object with a mobile phone to make it more interactive. It is an app where users can insert their phone into their soft object and press the objects to give some kind of feedback interaction in terms of sound, animation, or etc. So you can also play it with your friends. There are a lot of research on soft interfaces and products such as Furby or Paro the Medical Seal, Kokolo Bear, Activity Monkey, and Fua Fua. I'd like to give your attention to Fua Fua. Fua Fua is actually a previous work from my research group. It's a sensor model that uses photoreflective sensors to detect the brightness change when you integrate it into soft objects. However, the users are required to have their own sensors. Therefore, we aim one is to use a common device, which is your mobile phone. Because I think a majority of us have a mobile phone. So you can create soft interactive objects at low cost and low hurdle. And best of all, you can use your own favorite objects without the need of buying new toys. So through this, we aim to spread the benefits of soft interfaces. And we hope that users will be able to discover new playing ways and methods. I give a bit background on the project, and now this is the flow for the presentation. First off, the principle. How does it work? What kind of functions we actually use? The principle is quite simple. We utilize the camera and the flashlight to detect the brightness change in the surrounding detected by the camera. Here's a short illustration. This is a mobile phone, and you surround the mobile phone with soft materials. When no pressure is exerted, the light will be able to spread out, causing the surrounding to be bright. However, when pressure is exerted, the density of the material increases, and it will block the light from entering the camera. So it reduces the brightness. And here's a video to show how it changed. When you press, it gets darker, and when you release, it gets lighter. Together, here's a bar chart to show a more obvious brightness change. So through that, in summary, the camera will capture the surrounding data and convert the data into RGB values and finally convert it into brightness level. So it works very similar to a light sensor, and we can use this variable data to create different types of interactions. And we conducted an experiment to check whether it works. The experiment is conducted to check the relationship between brightness level and density change. We conducted it with 4 different materials: polyester cotton, natural cotton, feather, and sponge. The procedure is, the material is placed over the phone as shown in the picture here, and the cover is pushed until maximum, at 2 millimeters until maximum compression, and released back into its initial state at similarity at 2 millimeters. However, for a mobile phone, there's 2 things we have to take into account. Which is the auto exposure function. So we have to lock this function because it changes the data. And after locking this function, we have to change the compensation level for different materials as well. So we tested it with different compensation levels to get the most suitable reading. So here's the result for our experiment. The average results of about 3 trials each. From here, we can observe the change in brightness level when the material is compressed and expand. But we'll take you into there is a gap we see between the results when it's compressed and expand. This is the hysteresis. The reason it occurs is because soft materials are fluffy and they have many spaces between their atoms. So when you compress it, sometimes they don't actually return to their original shape when you release it back. However, we have, through our applications and experimentation, we found that it doesn't really affect the app that much. So next, so after we try this, how are we going to detect the different type of interaction? Here we have 2 points. One, we have to calibrate it according to the different materials because each materials have different brightness level range. For example, the ones taken from the experiment, the range for natural polyester cotton is 50, natural cotton 60, feather is 30, and sponge is 100. So to do this, here is our method for calibration. First, we put it into the soft object, and then you press the soft object many times for calibration. And when it's done, you can start playing with it. Okay, this is the graph for calibration. Through that, we take the maximum and the minimum value and use this as a calibration range. And using these values, we implement we check out different interaction sensing. For here are 2 examples. When you press, this is the graph for puppy, when you press it really fast. And here is the graph when you press it really slow. So from there we can see that there's a change in gradient. The camera takes the data at a very fast speed. So we use the gradient of the first and the 5th value because it can be easily approximated as a straight line. So by using this data and we compare to the calibration values, we can detect different types of interactions. Next, application. So how do we play it? Yesterday, during the paper session, there's a lot of talk about Mario. So the first application I will introduce is Mario. So in this part, you put your phone, and when you press it, Mario comes up. The level it jumps depends on the brightness change. And the second, another application. All of this have, I think a lot of us use phone like for an alarm clock. And yeah, so we would like to implement an alarm clock where you can set the time, put it into your pillow, and when it comes to the time, it starts ringing. And when you get up and fall back asleep, it starts ringing again. Most of the device has Bluetooth function as well, so we can connect it to different other devices to create like a soft baby controller using your mobile phone. And not only that, we don't have to implement the phone. We don't have to put the phone inside the soft toy. We can put it outside as well. Like, by the way, this character is called Momo. You can play it. You can make your soft toy more interactive. So next, I would like to do a short demo. And I would like any volunteers who would like to record their voice for Puppy.
Of course.
So we have 3 voices.
What should I say?
Anything you want Puppy to say. 3 voices though.
3 voices.
Yeah.
Okay.
So once you click the same button, record and stop. And hit record.
Good morning. Oh yes, no problem. Puppy thinks that for next demonstration, Professor Haruhiro Katayose should be volunteer.
Yeah, let's start. Start calibration. Okay, press back.
Puppy thinks that for next demonstration, Professor Haruhiro
We actually released currently the beta version on Google Play. But since there's still much to improve, it'll be really an honor if you would give it a try. And we really appreciate your feedback. So next we will go to the limitations and future ways and how to improve it even further. One of the limitations is that the plush plush toy has to be much bigger than a mobile phone, so that you won't be able, when you can insert it into the plush toy, or you won't be able to see the mobile phone when it's on top of the plush toy. Another limitation is that you can feel the phone when there's not much stuffing, like your puppy's case. And since we use the camera and flashlight on a continuous basis, it might use a bit too much battery, and the flashlight will cause it to be really hot, quite hot after a long time of use. For future works, the current detection we take an average of the whole screen, so it's like a one-dimensional reading. But we like to make it detectable in two-dimensional, so that we can detect different areas of pressure. This can be done by dividing instead of using the whole thing, we can divide it to several parts and compare the brightness. And we like to improve more on the application as well, and to hope to release more diverse applications. Another one is currently the compensation level is user adjusted. So we hope that we can make it auto adjusted in the future. Next we'll conclude the proposal. So Cuddly is a mobile phone application to enchant your soft object, to increase the interactivity with your objects. We'd like to thank the scope of the Ministry of Internal Affairs for supporting this project. And we will demonstrate at the showcase as well. If you're interested, please come find us. And thank you very much for your attention. If you're interested, this is the link for it.
So, please, are there any questions for Susanna?
Have you done some user testing?
Actually, we haven't done user testing. So the application which is released, we hope that we can get feedback from users. And after this, we hope to do workshops with children as well.
It's not a question, it's just a comment. It's not recommended to sleep very close to a cell phone. So, like, it's a marvelous idea, but I'm not sure about putting the phone inside of the pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah, just something to consider.
Thanks.
More questions? I do have a question. Actually I have two questions. One is, you show us it is very easy for the children to record their own sound, right? To add new sounds to the toy. And of course this is important because children like to give their own meaning to the toy and make it their own.
Yeah.
Did you also think about helping the children to define new actions that they can take? So now the sounds are triggered by squeezing quick, squeezing slow, and by making the jumping movement. Is it also possible for children to define new types of actions? So, for example, if I hold this toy, so I don't know if it works, but let's see, so if I squeeze slow, so this is one action that the children can take, and it is already programmed in the toy.
Yeah.
But what if a child says, I want it to react in a different way if I turn it quickly around, for example? So they can define new types of actions. Is that possible? Did you think about that?
Yes, it's possible. We can implement other sensors such as gyrometer sensor as well to make.
Yeah, but then you would need to implement these extra actions.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no system for children to train the toy to recognize their own new actions.
Yes. We have actually implemented. We have tried a few sentences.
Yeah, another question I was thinking is, but you did not test this with children, right? So what would happen if the phone rings? Your toy is a little bit alive, right? And then the phone rings and you take the phone out to answer the phone. And now your toy just died.
But it's possible to answer the phone in toy as well.
Very good. So are there more questions from the participants in the room? Adrian? No, just make a nice picture. We need many nice pictures. Okay, so thank you very much, Susanna.
Thank you very much.
So then our next presentation is Marcelo. Where are you? There. Marcelo Gomez Moreira.